This is me probably around 1 year ago when I was still in the last year of high school. As you can see, I was sleeping quite soundly on the middle of the field on my PE class just because I couldn't get any single sleep in. Well, my classmate made fun of me for that, but I have the guts to tell you guys a good story, so that's a win-win, I guess. So what makes me literally sleep in the middle of the class? Well, I was a very hardworking and productive young man. That was like at my life moment where I had to like balance out a lot of things because I had just grasped the concept of self-improvement to myself, which I would like to improve my life on various aspects: fitness, school, life skill, all sorts of things, all sorts of skills, even English as of right now. I'm speaking of it, I found it out and I studied the hell out of it because I found self improvement. Well, balancing all of that isn't easy. As you can see, like I had to sleep in the middle of the class. Like you say that a teenager who's in the last year of high school preparing for his college exam and he goes to the gym and he's trying to learn more English and he's trying to improve his life overall and he has to handle meals in his family. Most of the teenager wouldn't be able to do that. So I really respect my younger self for being able to do this and for being made fun of for sleeping in the middle of the PE class like this. But that story won't bring you guys any value if I don't tell you how did I even do it in the first place. Of course, me sleeping in the middle of the class is just like a rare event. It's like I'm just quite bored and I don't know what to do with my life. Like at that moment, I remember that my whole class got punished for a dude just being being an undisciplined motherfucker, doesn't want to be in the line, so the teacher just says everyone to just stand there for the whole class. So I decided to take a nap, and those undisciplined fucks take that picture and put it on the group chat of the class. I took it as an opportunity. I got this amazing story to tell about you guys. So if you're here to improve yourself, especially you don't know where to start and you say to yourself that you don't have time, this video is for you. So let me introduce myself. My name is Alfred. I went through the Gamer Nerd to Superman transformation. Yes, while I'm having this busy ass schedule, and I was still able to improve myself so much naturally within just a small period of time spent for fitness. So if you're interested in detailed educational content, I post once every 2 days. So let's get into the video. If you guys click on this video, one thing you want to know is either one, you want me talking about, oh man, I'm a loser like you guys also. I can't really balance out my fitness life. Oh, you can just like train one time a week. You don't have to train too hard, something like that. Then if you want to do it, fuck you, go out. But if you're here and you're saying, okay, I'm busy as well, but I know I got the potential in me. I know that I can do this. I would want to put fitness into a block of my time, but I just don't have the regimen for it. I know I want to do this. Then this video is for you because let me tell you about my routine when I was sleeping in the middle of class. Here's how one day of mine looks like. I wake up at 5 a.m. First thing I would do is either if I have meal preps that day for the 3 whole meals of the day, then I would spend time, wash my face, brush my teeth a bit in the bathroom. Probably took about 30 minutes, and then I would meal prep basic high protein meals for 3 whole meals, like for the entire day. Would pack one into school with me, maybe even pack two if I have to study till like night, close to night or something. So I would do some meal preps, usually just some like chicken grilled super fast, just slice up chicken, cook in the ultra high heat with some rice. Oh, maybe some, oh my god, that pickle. It's like pickled kind of leafy greens I always have it. So I would have some kind of pickles, some sort of carbs, and a source of protein. And if I'm feeling luxurious, I would add an egg. So I would meal prep 3 meals if I don't have already meal prepped that week. Because some days I would have to go to school on Sunday, and I wouldn't have time to meal prep. Also with part-time work as well, because I gotta get the funds to get the proteins, right? So I would go around that, meal prep for around an hour. Usually that's just like 3 meals with like the same ingredient. I don't care that much today. I really love eating one meal out of the day. Like, come on. Alright, just give me a break. 3 meals split from one whole batch of cookie for an hour. Okay, so that takes an hour. So 6:30, I would change, go to school, bring 1 to 2 meal preps up. I would study to around 12 in the noon. In 12 in the noon, I would either one, eat my meal prep, or two, if I don't have time to meal prep, I would go out and eat, and then go back and study for another 5 hours on around 12:40 to 5:40 in the afternoon. So after 5:40 in the afternoon, wow, that's a pretty long time of learning, right? It's not over. After 5:40, because I'm in the last year of high school preparing myself to get into college, we would have extra school that the teacher made for us. It's basically like it's a mandatory subject, though they made it to be non-mandatory. It's not like if they made it to be supplementary, but it's mandatory at the end of the day. The teacher needs money, and the whole school system is fucking corrupt anyways. So I would have to go anyways. I would just have to go and pay them fucking money, or else they would have like, yeah, they wouldn't like, they would like, okay, this dude doesn't give me money. I don't teach him. I'm gonna give him bad grades or stuff like that. I'm gonna ruin his portfolio or something like that. So I would go to school, sell my soul for another few hours, and yeah, after that it would be around 7:30. I would now have that free block of time, and people say that, oh man, training that late, and you have to commute to the gym, and you have to do your warm up, and now you have to do your exercise. It's gonna take like 2 hours, and then you have to commute home, and then you have to sleep late. My life is gonna ruin. If you want it enough, you will make it. I literally have the best routine, only 4 days a week, and each of those workouts lasts 30 minutes. That's right, 30 minutes with the emphasis, with intensity, and exercise selection. Basically, I would prefer on doing more of a compound movement rather than isolation movement if I can. Try to reach all of those to failure and maximum of 2 sets per exercise for each training session. So I would have either 4 days a week or 6 days a week if I'm feeling like crazy. So my workout routine would go like upper body days, incline chest press, lat pull downs for 2 sets. Number 2 is chest supported rows and high to low cable flies for 1 set each. Only 1 set to failure, okay? And the last one would be 1 set of tricep extension and 1 set of incline bicep curl to absolute freaking failure. That is in total 8 sets for an exercise, which I would even superset it because chest and back is basically like it doesn't relate to each other. So basically when you train your chest, your back is resting, and when you train your back, your chest is resting. I can come back and forth, train it without any rest time. So I would do some kind of dynamic shoulder stretch to cost me like 3 minutes, and each set would probably cost me 3 minutes. So each set to failure, took to failure, maybe even shorter than 3 minutes per set. So I would have 8 sets. 3 times 8 is 24. 24 plus 3 is 27 minutes. Boom. My workout would only be as long as 27 minutes. And leg day is even shorter. 2 sets of squat, then 2 sets of Romanian deadlift. That's 4 sets, right? Now, I'm just going to do some hip thrusts. Maybe a set of hip thrusts there and then a set of calf raise. That is like 6 sets. And it still hits the entirety of the leg. It still hits the glutes, quads, hamstring, and calves. Boom. Less than 30 minutes. Go home. If I train at like a super high intensity, like there's a bodybuilder that emphasized this type of training before also. His name is Mike Menzer. His training style emphasizes on intensity, and most of the people knows him for his training routine of 1 set to failure per muscle group. I did kind of the same. I add the volume on the more important exercises, the muscle I want to grow, to emphasize more on, and the muscle I don't really want to emphasize more on but still get like 80% of the result of mine, I just do 1 set to failure and then go home. My workout will only be 30 minutes, so basically 7:30 I'm done. I commute to the gym, cost maybe like 15 minutes. I go by bike, and the gym is quite near my house, so that is an advantage. So I got there from my school to my gym, probably cost about 15 to 20 minutes. 7:50 now. Now I do my warm-up workout. It's gonna be like 8:20, 8:30 max. And my home is quite near the gym, so probably take like 10 more minutes of commute. So 8:40, take a shower, have some dinner. It's 9:30, I wind down, 10 p.m., go to sleep, repeat the cycle again. I could still fit fitness into this routine, super freaking busy. And you can too. And training that little gives me massive gains. I could still train and turn myself from a gamer to Superman like this. I could tell myself, I think I am Miss Superman, right? I don't give a fuck what you think. I think my physique is impressive. For 2 years, I am fat as fuck. Fat loss doesn't happen in like one day. I'm trying to lose my fat off. I'm trying to show you that six pack. But it won't like magically show. I'm making very good, decent process. And if you want to make realistic and decent process yourself as well, then stop making excuses and making 30 minutes routine is the way to go. You can do it. I can do it with like terrible mental health of this education system hitting my head every single time. My classmate made fun of me for fucking sleeping while they're being a fucking degenerate motherfucker not listening to their teacher just so they can like sit down for a little bit. Then you can do it. If you have like great condition, decent school, not like deathly school. If you have deathly school, you can still fit it like me if you want it. Now, the point here is you can train so little and make massive gains. Just the thing that you have to want it enough. So what is actually the factor that creates muscle growth? If it's not time or too much volume? Well, like I said, I train with pretty low amount of volume with a decent amount of reps. My sets were 6 to 12 reps, all pushed to failure, and I was still able to make 80% of the result. This is why, because muscle growth is caused by a process of micro tearing your muscle while you're training, and then you go home recovery. So how do you cause micro tears in the muscle? Basically, the micro tears in the muscle is like a very tiny injury. Like if you fall down, but it's not that painful, you're most likely not getting injured. So basically, it's like you go to the gym and you don't train hard enough. Even though how long you train, how much you fall, how much you actually even do. After you even do 3 hours of training, you're still not making any progress, bro. You have to train hard enough. That is a deal breaker when it comes to building muscle. And only when you train hard enough, those micro tears start to appear, start to be formed. And when you do more sets, those micro tears become more and more deep. But like, of course, there's a point that those micro tears will become too big that it can't really recover anymore. This is when you like do 69 sets of bench press in the gym and takes the bench machine for like 3 hours, not letting anyone use it. But for me, what I've noticed is that the process of actually making these micro tears is the best on like the first few sets, especially on the first set if you actually push hard, and only on the second set. Like this is the tower of actual micro tears create. One set to failure creates like this, and maybe second set go like this, and third set go and fourth set go like basically. First set will give you 80% of the result. Like there's a very interesting rules that cover this up. Basically, it's the 80-20 rule. 20% of the thing that you do on one aspect will bring you 80% of the result. So basically, there is 20% of the most important things to do on every single aspect in life, whether it's fitness, school, or anything. It will have that 80-20 rules. Only 20% of the things that matters the most will bring you 80% of the result. That maybe be like 20% of the thing here is what I did. It's training hard and training with a good amount of set. Training with good forms, good techniques, actually simulating the muscle. And maybe the 80% of the thing that's only bringing you 20% of the result is that training 3 more sets after sets 1, scrolling on your phone, recover that while talking to people in the gym. Of course, that will still give you more gains because either you get more volume in, more social, have a better mental state. But you can't deny the unshakable, the undisputed fact that these things, the thing I'm doing, is more important than actually talking to people in the gym and then scrolling because I'm resting and stuff like that. And all that sorts of bullshit. I'm gonna change my sleep a bit. I'm gonna change my exercise every single 5 days. Those are the 80% of the things that only brings you 20% of the result. So basically, to train so little and make so massive gains, you need to find the 20% of the things that will bring you 80% of the gains. Whether it is fitness, school, anything. If you want to do so little and make so massive progress, you need to emphasize this 80-20 rule. So here's a free routine for you to write down right now of the 80-20 rules. Number 1, the most important things when it comes to saving time and emphasize the 80-20 rules, 20% of the things that matters the most, is intensity. You must train to failure. I don't care, like close to failures. If you want to save time and only train 1 to 2 sets per exercise, you need to train to failure. With that, you need to have good forms, good exercise selection. Usually, the first few exercises should be a full compound movement, like pressing, or like a pressing movement, a pulling movement, lat pull downs, bench press, like I said before, or basically a multi-joint movement. Don't put like leg extension as your first exercise when you need to push the hardest. You need to have, you're having like the best mental state right now. You will be fully locked in doing the hardest thing first, and then slowly do easier things as you get more tired. That way you are more likely to complete your workout in time and with good quality. So, exercise selection, choose compound movement more. Train failure, choose compound movement more. And number 3, I don't know how to explain it that much, but like try to train the opposite muscle group that is still in the same profile movement. So for upper bodies, basically, when you're training chest and back, those are 2 separate things, right? Those 2 movements uses this different amount of muscle, different muscles. Like people often just split chest day and back day for that same reason. But what if you train back and chest at the same time? When you train chest to failure, now you're tired, you can't really go ahead and do another set right away, or else it won't have the best quality, right? You will still need to use rest time, right? But having just more rest and just sit there will not optimize time saving. So what I would like you to do is train chest and then train the muscle group, train the movement profile that's not related to the muscle, to the movement that you just did. So maybe I just did some chest press, and like I said before, I would do some pull-ups right away because back and bicep is not related to chest and tricep and front delts. They have the different muscle, those movements uses different muscles. So basically, when you train a muscle from another movement, the muscle from the movement you just did is getting recovered. And usually a set to failure, and you grab your teeth hard, will be around 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes. That is like the average rest time for you to do for each muscle after each compound movement, around 3 minutes to 3.5 minutes. So after you finish that set, you probably send around 30 seconds to a minute to get the weight back again and perform the movement again. That is basically 3 minutes plus a minute, so 4 minutes rest time already, and you did 2 sets, while other people only do 1. So that is how I cut my workout time in half, but still do the same amount of volume. It's this strategy of training the muscle groups that is antagonist to each other. And here's the part you guys have been waiting for. I basically told you guys everything on the other part. I basically told you guys everything on the earlier part of the videos, but I'm just gonna leave a free workout routine. That is 2 workout routines for upper and lower on my free community routine for you guys on the days that you are not having too much time. It will be stored on my free community, which is on the description down below. Basically the free version of my paid product where you guys can just talk to each other, perform a community, and ask each other out stuff related to fitness. So I will be putting it somewhere in the free community if you want to check it out, because this video is getting long already. So in conclusion, to train little, here is little time, maybe involve yourself to get and still get massive gains. I'm not saying you get maximum gains, still get massive gains for what you did. You need to understand the 80-20 rules. The 80-20 rules here implies that 20% of the things that matters the most will produce 80% of the result. And the 80-20 rules when it comes to fitness and building muscle more specifically is intensity, exercise selection, and training antagonist muscle at the same time. So if you got all this down, it will reduce drastically the rest time you have to take and the training time to make your workout contains only the super high quality sets. That will make your workout time reduce drastically, but still makes you massive gain. If you want all my knowledge packed into one place, the top link in the description down below is my paid product, with basically everything in my mind torn apart and put it into that top link in the description down below. So if you're interested, you can check out every information on it. That's it for today's video, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.